it's your girl Adeola. You know, I thought I was watching Hollywood movie this week when, one after the other. First of all, Andrew Yakubu, the NNPC boss, the one that stole $9.8 million, said that EFCC should return his money. I said, for that, the audacity of some people in this country we call Nigeria. So you mean to tell me that this money is your money? I'm telling you, Judgment Day. And speaking of Judgment Day, I heard that the court has frozen 21 bank accounts, all linked to the former aviation minister. You know, now a senator, that is Madam Stella Odua, you know, our mother in the Lord. How do you even keep tab of your money? 21 bank accounts. Oh, wait a minute. It's not really her money, is it? So before I forget, the Asset Management Company of Nigeria, AMCON, has seized Arik Eo. As you guys know, apparently they said that they are owing 135 billion naira. As in, how do you even owe 135 billion naira? They said that they must pay at least 10 billion naira before they can commence operation. So there is no more direct flight from New York to Lagos, you know, Ekoile, Eko Nibaje. I've been asking myself all this money that they've been collecting from customers. You flown Arik Eo. You paid before boarding the plane. No, so what have they been doing with all the money they've been collecting from people? I thought that I've seen it all, but the EFCC said that they found 17 exotic vehicles in the warehouse of the former Comptroller General of Customs, Abdullahi Diko, in the... I said what? These are probably people's vehicles that were seized at customs. No be me talking, but what was he doing with 17 vehicles? My yoga, when you are not a motor park, Nigerians, they never cease to amaze me. Thank God for whistleblowers. People are now talking, especially in Kaduna. They've been blowing this whistle left and right. When you talk, you get 5%. That's a good deal if you ask me, you know. And speaking of deals, the Emir of Kano, Lamido Sanusi, recently said that instead of building more mosques in Kano, that wealthy people should start building more schools, especially to educate the girl child. Is somebody looking out for the girl child? Hello. You guys know I'm all about women empowerment, but I want to know what you guys think about what he said. He said he has enough mosques in Kano, that he wants more schools. Let me know what you think. And then this week, he said that he wants to propose a new law that would restrict poor men in Kano from marrying more than one wife. So according to the Emir, he said that some men in Kano who cannot afford to take care of even one wife are marrying like 4 wives, and then they will live in poverty. He said that they end up producing about 20 uneducated children, leaving them on the streets to beg for money or ending up as thugs or terrorists. So let me know what you guys think about what he said. One man, one woman. Would this help reduce poverty in Nigeria, starting with Kano? The man himself has 3 wives. Keep that in mind. So make sure you put your comments down below if you agree with the Emir or not. And speaking of which, my dear, how long has it been that Mr. President left the country? Hey, for that! The man has been missing for one good month. Can you imagine? It's been a month since Nigerian president left his country for vacation in London, and then vacation became medical treatment for... We really don't know. We have no idea exactly what is hailing the man. All these Nigerian officials are now going to London to greet him. Trying to make the rest of us look bad as if we don't care. We can also go and greet him if he tells us exactly what is... call it won't you go and see the president? But we need to know why we are going to see him. We need to know exactly what is wrong. It baffles me that these people don't see anything wrong. They're not even ashamed that a country of 180 million people has no facility, not one, where the president can be treated. Not even for ear infection or headache. Or maybe there is, but they don't trust Nigerian doctors. I don't know. The people that they are going to meet in London, do they have 2 heads? Have you ever heard that their own officials go abroad for treatment? Why should we settle for less? And then a reporter went there trying to see if he can find out exactly what is wrong with the president, and they had the guy arrested. They had him arrested. I said, unbelievable. These same people, were they not the ones that were criticizing the previous administration for medical tourism, especially when the former first lady was going to Germany? And now they are doing the same thing. This is what they call hypocrisy. Benny, how much do we even spend on medical tourism in Nigeria? Hey, father. This is the money that other people are supposed to be bringing to Nigeria if we can get our acts together. All the African countries are supposed to be coming to Nigeria for medical treatment. And let's not forget about the VVVIP hospital inside Adeola. We've spent billions and billions of naira. There is nothing to show for it. Can you believe that Femi Adesina came out again to tell us that Buhari needs more time in London? I said, please don't. don't beg me. These people, they know how to make me upset. A responsible government should be accountable to the electorate. Stop taking Nigerians for granted. We are not Momo. Tell us what is going on with Mr. President, you know, so we can finally know how to pray. So you understand? Yes, because some of us, we've been dying to pray for the president. People like Adeola, it's been wanting to pray for Buhari for so long, but we don't know how to pray when we don't know exactly what ails the man. There were some people that were praying for him on. Do you have that video where people were praying for Buhari on the phone? Allahu Akbar. People were praying for Mr. President on the phone. Some of us also want to pray for him now. But we need to know what is happening so we can know how to pray. You guys don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. My shout out today goes to an art-based organization in Nigeria known as Playback Nigeria. They're doing something different. They call it talking therapy. And this is for people that are going through stuff. And God knows that people are going through a lot in Nigeria. Not just Nigeria. I mean, we're going through a lot wherever we are. But if you've been hurting, if you've lost a loved one, if you're going through domestic abuse, or if you just need a hug or someone to talk to that will not judge you, instead of bottling everything inside or blaming the witches and wizards in the village or saying, Amuwa Olone, you know, which means it is God's doing, or Egbafolong, which means let's accept fate. These people are doing something different. They are offering free therapy for anybody that wants. It's free. You can just go to them and, you know, just pour out your mind and just breathe. You don't have to wait until you are depressed or suicidal. You will see them at bus stops, on campuses, at motor parks, recreational parks, and they are now in 6 cities in Nigeria with more than 400 volunteers. And yes, they are always looking for more volunteers if you want to volunteer for them in your state. And they also hold group therapy for pregnant women, for older citizens, for members of the armed forces, for people that are dealing with drug addiction, for single parents, for parents with children with special needs. And you will be surprised that some people have bottled up so much inside. A lot of people have been talking about how they were relieved after talking with these people and they can finally breathe. So if that's you and you need somebody to talk to today, make sure that you contact these people. I think they're doing a wonderful job. I just want to give them a shout out and kudos. So make sure that you contact them. You guys not know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to Cameroon, can you guys believe that the president, the dictator Paul Biya, is still blocking the internet in southern Cameroon since January 18th. That's more than a month already. You can't use the internet for work, you can't read the news online, and you can't get on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even WhatsApp. People cannot watch my show. Can you imagine? And they cannot watch Dr. Damages. All because the man doesn't want us to know about the arbitrary arrest that is going on in southern Cameroon. I've heard that they are still arresting people anyhow from the English-speaking part of Cameroon, and they are driving them to the French-speaking part of Cameroon to jail them. So he doesn't want us to know about what is going on, and he doesn't want people uploading pictures or videos of what is going on. And keep in mind that not having internet has actually affected the economy of the country. Businesses in Cameroon have lost over $1.3 million because he shut down the internet. Several businesses depend on the internet, you know, like internet cafes, like media houses, like banks. They are not able to function. People are not able to collect Western Union money, you know, when their family members send money to them from abroad. They can't collect it because there is no internet. For how long will Paul Biya treat his own people as if they are nothing? And then when would the French-speaking part of Cameroon join the protest? As I've been saying, if you don't say anything right now, don't think that anybody would stand up for you when he starts oppressing you as well. But despite the unrest, I'm so excited that the very first African winner of the Google annual coding competition for students between the ages of 13 and 17 worldwide is from southern Cameroon. Can you imagine? Ladies and gentlemen, please meet 17-year-old Unji Collins. The day after this guy submitted his entry was when the internet was shut down. I was like, this guy is really fortunate. I'm so happy that he was able to put in his entry. By the way, more than 1,300 teenagers from 62 countries entered this competition, and only 34 teenagers were selected as grand prize winners, and he is one of them. Hello, I am so proud of him. We are also proud of him. So he will be traveling to Google's headquarters in California, Silicon Valley, and that's in San Francisco. So we're very excited for him. I mean, how exciting? That's very exciting. Right now, the guy has moved to Yaoundé, that is the capital of Cameroon. He had to travel 7 hours by road so that he can have access to internet. Remember, there's no more internet in southern Cameroon, so he's now staying in Yaoundé just so that that he can stay in touch with Google whenever they send him an email or information about his trip in June. And then he said that till now, no one in the Cameroonian government has acknowledged him for what he accomplished. But we acknowledge him on this show. You know, we're very proud of you. Thank you so much for making us proud. And he said that he's the first African teenager to win this. So we are very happy for him. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So, do you guys know that 14 French-speaking African countries are still paying taxes to France?
Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
God, why? What kind of nonsense with this?
Thank you, my brother. They are paying taxes. Some of them are paying in gold. And they said this is for the benefit of colonialism.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
You know, sometimes I don't have to what? Benefits of colonialism. Who is paying Africans for the resources stolen from Africa? Father! You know, according to the Center for Research on Globalization, these countries, through a colonial pact, put 85% of their foreign reserve into France Central Bank, and that is under the control of French Minister of Finance. Although recently, Atlanta Black Star News reported that it is now 65%. Still, I'm like 65%. It's not even 50. I mean, it shouldn't even be anything. 65% of their money, they are keeping it in France. And that is not the only thing. The Central African franc, that is the currency in these African countries, is still being printed in France. Can you believe? So these people are importing their money from France. Wait, what am I even talking about? Do we print our own money in Nigeria? We import our own money as well, right? Let's talk about this after the service. I'm hearing that Nigeria is also importing our currency. Hey! So, Niger is reportedly paying $1.1 billion. Togo, about $510 million. Benin, $690 million. Cameroon, $3.3 billion. Guinea-Bissau, $190 million. Congo, Brazzaville, $5.5 billion. Father, Ivory Coast, $4.2 billion. Why? Mali, $1.3 billion. Gabon, $2.3 billion. What? Chad, $1.1 billion. Central African Republic, $160 million. You know there is war in Central African Republic even as we speak. But France is still collecting tax. There is God. Senegal, $2.2 billion. What? Senegal? Burkina Faso, where they kicked out Blaise Compaoré, remember, $630 million. And then Equatorial Guinea, $4.4 billion. I mean, as in, France is robbing these African countries. And it looks to me that the foreign aid that they give these countries are coming from the money that these people are paying as taxes. Meanwhile, English-speaking African countries are saying that Britain needs to pay us for colonization. I want to know what you guys think. I know that the people of this country really want to be free from the yoke of France, but their leaders are like boy in the hands of France. You know, France is controlling so many of their leaders.
By the way, this was when Ali Bongo became president of Gabon. In fact, the Grand Master of the National Grand Lodge of France was the one that came to install him as president in his own country. I was like, what?
They had to do this before he could be recognized as the president of his country. Actually, we are not that sure whether he's from Gabon. There are speculations that he was adopted, but you know that is a discussion for another day. But look at Paul Biya now. The man spends more time in France than he spends in his own country. At the same time, those of us that were colonized by Britain, are we really free? Are we better off? So let me know what you think about what outsiders are doing to Africans and what Africans are doing to ourselves, you know? As you guys know, I don't know anything. You guys are my witnesses, you know? Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So for our rapid news of the week, Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe turned 93 last week. Yes, and of course, he's the oldest president on earth. He's been for a long time, and they celebrated his birthday with $1 million. The question is, where do they find this money with all the hardship going on in Zimbabwe? They are spending $1 million on 1 month, but there is judgment on Judgment Day. And then the man has announced that he will run again next year. I'm like, how crazy is that? He's been president since independence, so in 1980. This man is the only president that Zimbabweans have ever known. The only president since independence. But you know what is even more crazy? Grace Mugabe publicly during a party rally told everybody that even if Mugabe should die before the next election, that she would have his corpse appear as a candidate on the ballot paper and that people would vote for him. I said, Hey, Africa, my Africa. Why art thou like this? One day, when God decides that Mugabe dies, we will have his corpse appear as a candidate on the ballot paper. And you will see people voting for Mugabe as a corpse. I'm seriously telling you, it is to show people how people love their president. My people love me, my people love me. Can you believe this woman? Can you believe? Hey, you know she also wants to be president. I mean, she's not hiding it, which reminds me of the president of Azerbaijan, who recently made his wife his vice president. Lord have mercy, stuffs are happening. And in Congo, the president has announced that elections are too expensive. Because of that, there may not be an election this year. I was like, Lord have mercy, what is wrong with these people? What are these people smoking? Congo was supposed to have an election last year, November. Remember, the man postponed it till this year, and now he's telling us that elections are too expensive. Father, I said, Lord, you know, my people in Congo, this is what we call one chance in Nigeria. I don't think this one will live willingly. I don't think he will live willingly. You may have to kick him out. Me, I'm just saying my own. And speaking of Congo, 25 Hutus were massacred last week by militiamen from the Nande ethnic group in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Keep in mind that Eastern Congo is bordering Rwanda. Hutus were the people that came from Rwanda during the genocide. Many of them have been living in Congo since that time, and Eastern Congo is also where the bulk of the natural resources are located. Not only that, a video surfaced last week where soldiers, military men in uniform, were seen shooting at unarmed civilians in the Kasai Central Province. I mean, it's a graphic video, I can't really show it, but it's been circulating online. I'm like, how is it possible that soldiers would just be shooting at random civilians? And one of the soldiers was actually the one that filmed it. He was saying in a video that, look at them dying like animals. It's really sad that this is still happening. Human Rights Watch has been on top of this. Everybody has been condemning it. Only for the Congolese official to come out and say, oh, this did not even happen in Congo. Even when people could hear the soldiers speaking Congolese language. This is so not right. The president needs to wake up. All these politics that he's playing, telling people that election is expensive, he doesn't want to leave, and they are killing innocent people. This needs to stop. And moving on to the Gambia, my Gambia, they finally had an official inauguration for Adama Barrow, the new president. Yes, so congratulations, my brother. People started gathering at the stadium by 3 a.m. and by 6 a.m. the whole place was full. Can you imagine? It was a day of celebration. People were so excited. They were so relieved to not have to be afraid of Yaya Ejeje Jammeh Babilimas. Oh, thank God that man is gone. And the new president has been busy since he was sworn in. He released 171 political prisoners. Hello, a lot of people are so excited to be reunited with their family members. He also rejoined the ICC, International Criminal Court, and he removed Islamic from the name of Gambia. You guys remember that Yaya Jammeh had changed it recently. He changed it to the Islamic Republic of Gambia. The new president said, no, we're just the Republic of Gambia, not the Islamic Republic of Gambia. Also, the president has arrested at least 50 supporters of Yaya Jammeh. Apparently, they were spying for Yaya Jammeh. I'm telling you, this man has been busy. And moving on to Guinea, violence broke out in the capital. We're talking about Conakry, when protesters clashed with police over the teachers' strike. At least 5 people were killed and 30 were wounded. What happened was the government had reduced and also dismissed the salaries of junior teachers, and that sparked the strike by the teachers union since February 1st. Teachers union have been demanding for a 7.5 to 10.3% increase in salaries, and they plan to continue the strike until the demands have been met. Students took to the street to support their teachers, of course. So 12 people were arrested. Meanwhile, the government is calling protesters illegal and forbidden. They've also said that a deal has been struck to end the strike. We're waiting to see what would happen. And in South Africa, the xenophobic attack against foreigners continued this week in Pretoria. Between 20 to 30 shops and homes of Nigerians, Somalians, Congolese, Ethiopians, Bangladeshi, Pakistani, and Chinese immigrants were looted and burned in low-income neighborhoods of Pretoria. Residents accused immigrants of committing crimes and taking their jobs. They are saying that these immigrants are taking their jobs away from them. A group of South Africans who call themselves Memelodi, which means concerned residents, they decided to do an anti-immigrant protest on Friday.
Protesters erected barricades and burned tyres in the Atteridgeville area west of Pretoria. There have also been reports of some shops owned by foreign nationals being looted. The protesters accuse immigrants of stealing job opportunities.
Protesters broke through the police's human shields, demanding to shut down all foreign-owned shops, but were stopped.
Can you imagine? imagine. I mean, they are not hiding it. And to all the immigrants in South Africa, please, if you don't feel safe, either go to a different part of South Africa, or if it's possible for you to leave the country, please do. I don't think you should wait until this gets to your door. I know it's not easy for everybody to just get up and leave, especially if you've built a life in South Africa, but it's better to be alive than to feel sorry. Now, the Nigerian Union in South Africa said that some South Africans are now calling them, demanding for money if they don't want their homes or businesses attacked. Can you imagine? Now they are asking for bribe. You know, bribe us will make sure that your house or your business is protected. And I'm like, when will the government of South Africa address this? Like, seriously, are these immigrants not contributing to the South African economy? They're hiring South Africans in their businesses. They are paying taxes. I'm really getting tired of this hatred and this xenophobia in South Africa. Once again, I would like to know what you guys have to say about this, you know, about everything going on in South Africa. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.
Growing up in Kenya, my sister and I were very close. But like any sisters, we fought a lot. She always got new clothes, and I always got hand-me-downs. Now she's putting her children through school in Kenya. We still fight sometimes, especially when I send money for the kids. I tell her, buy some clothes for the younger one, and we both laugh.
With nearly 500,000 locations, our app and online, this is moving money for better.
Alright, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out!
Welcome to Forstview Luxury Hotel. At Forstview Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Forstview Luxury Hotel. We are located at number 1 Adeola Mishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 08075787135 or 08099900601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.forceviewhotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Forstview Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.